The downfall of women. This is by Kaylin Marissa. 3,000 subscribers, 50,000 views, meaning this popped off in the algorithm quite a bit. So let's hear what she has to say. Let's talk about it. She's yapping for 22 minutes. We'll see if she's good. Let's go.
Internet is psychologically destroying the modern female brain and how it works. What am I talking about?
Yes.
So many things. I'm a female.
We know.
I can see what's happening firsthand. I am aware of it, and sometimes I still fall short and fall into the trap of the modern society.
And let's be completely real. If this video, or if this chick were to make an OnlyFans, she'd be a millionaire in 2 days, right? So she's really standing on business right now for having an easy life. But, you know, a lot of mid-whores can become millionaires if they just have no self-respect. This woman could easily be a multimillionaire.
What am I talking about? Well, let me start with the false oppression that is being said to become upon all women for daily struggles like motherhood, being a wife, being a girlfriend, loneliness, hard work, etc.
Every single one of those things has been villainized, and people think that if you become a mother, your life is over. When in reality, it's the exact opposite. When you become a mother, that's when your life is beginning.
Things are now being labeled oppression. People on social media or on the internet are talking about things like motherhood as if they are oppressive. Like raising your child is an oppression against you.
Listening to your husband is oppressive, but however, listening to a boss that hates you is for some reason empowering? I'm sorry, I'd rather work for the guy who loves me more than anybody else in this world than my boss who doesn't give a fuck whether I live or die. But first, a word from today's sponsor. Recently, a jury ordered Meta and YouTube to pay millions for their role in designing and promoting addictive platforms. They knew their apps could contribute to anxiety, depression, and body image issues, but did not share those risks while prioritizing profits. The recent historic verdict underscores the consequences of those decisions. If you or your child spent years growing up on social media and experienced serious mental health struggles, you should hear this. Morgan & Morgan is stepping up to hold these platforms accountable for the harm they caused. You can use the link in my description or scan the QR code to take a short quiz to see if you qualify for a case. You may be entitled to a potential recovery of over $1,000.
This is insane to me. This is insane to me. There are moms out there and there are women out there that don't even have kids that talk about having kids like it is some sort of burden on their life. Now,
facts. Also, this woman is a mother using context clues. She has 2 children carriages in the back. That or she's a kidnapper.
Don't get me wrong. Raising children is hard. Like I said in my last video, it's not supposed to be easy. It was never supposed to be easy. But there's this thing called sacrifice that many modern day people don't understand the concept of, or they're just too selfish and distracted to even care about the concept of the word selfishness. But when you have children, yourself in a way dies, and your old self should die. You shouldn't still be the same person you were pre-kids that you are when you have children, because you should be bettering yourself constantly as an example for those children. But women, especially women, and I'm a woman, so I'm allowed to talk about this, don't want to do the hard work to change themselves. A lot of women.
Oh, I'm not a woman, and I'm still allowed to talk about it because I don't give a fuck what women think about what I'm saying.
Are comfortable in the way that they are, and they don't want to put in the work and make the changes to be a better version of themselves, especially young women and young moms. But now I'm seeing—
yeah, because that's hard. People don't understand the difference between a hard life and a life that requires effort. And I think so many people want a life without effort. It's pathetic. Whereas nothing that is worth attaining, like the things that are easy to acquire in life, they're not worth attaining. It doesn't matter. Every good thing in this world is the product of hard work. Everything else is just goy slop.
Even 30-year-old women and onwards acting like teenagers, and they just don't want to die to their old self and become that new version. And like I said, I understand. I'm not talking from a place of inexperience on this topic. I really understand this one. So yeah, that's an example. It's just they are painting motherhood, and I mean the internet is painting motherhood as a form of oppression. And even being a wife as a form of oppression. There's so many videos online talking about, oh, I'm not going to cook my husband some food, or I'm not going to clean the house. We're going to do, like, split the jobs. Or he's going to do his own stuff and I'm going to do my own stuff. Why are you even in a relationship then? You should only be in a relationship if you're ready to serve the other person. You should want to serve the other person.
100%. Whatever my fiance tells me to do, I do. But you know what the best thing is about me? I do everything that is required of me without having to be asked. Now, if she did ask me to do something, I would do it. Sophia doesn't say no to anything. Because the reality is, I spend my life dedicating myself to her. She spends her life dedicating herself to me. And once we eventually have children, we will spend our lives dedicated to making sure that our children live better lives than we do. That's how every relationship should work, unless you're a crazy, brainwashed, psychopathic. It's very easy. Very simple rules. Number one, respect your partner. It's very simple, and I'm going to give you some great advice. Okay? I understand that I'm a guy where, several of my relationships weren't really the greatest. Totally understand. Here's some things I've learned from the mistakes I've had to experience along the way. Number one, respect your partner. Number two, never shit talk your partner when they're not there. Speak only positively when they're not there. Number three, work for them as hard as they work for you. Pretty much it. If you do those three things, you're going to have a great relationship. I've known this for years. However, it takes other people a while to catch on.
If you don't, then don't be in a relationship.
And true, I do firmly believe this. Feminism has ruined women. A lot of them, at least.
You should be single.
It has never been harder to find a good woman than it is now. And that's why so many men turn to porn. Because they're in a sexless, miserable relationship. And they turn to porn because they don't even like their own partners. But they'd rather stay with a bitch than be alone. And that's the truth. And the worst thing is, I know so many of y'all are in that situation right now where you don't even like your partner, but you'd rather be with a insufferable than be alone. And that's awful, isn't it? It's awful.
Because you're self-serving and selfish. That's exactly what it is. And I'm talking to women here. I'm not a man. I can't speak on men's topics. I can speak briefly on them from my knowledge of and observing of problems in the men community, but I'm not a man. I am a woman, and I've definitely seen firsthand and heard and had conversations with other women that have led me here to this video today that I'm making, because it's enough. Just because you're a woman doesn't give you a free pass to act like everyone should come save you and come serve you. Now, yes, I do believe that women should be served in a way that's different from the way that we are supposed to serve a man. But we are still supposed to serve the man. It doesn't matter.
Also, by the way, if you're in a relationship with someone you don't want to have sex with, then break up. So many women complain about having to have sex with their partners. Why are you dating someone you don't want to? Are you retarded? That's the whole point of dating. Otherwise, just stay friends.
Like what you believe, you are made to serve a man in some type of way. You're not made to be single. It's not oppressive to be in a relationship. It's not oppressive to be a mother. I'm speaking in general terms here. We all know there's abusive relationships. We all know there's confusing situations with children. I'm speaking in general terms here for those of you that this might go over your head. I'm speaking in general terms. Anyone that has an intellectual brain will understand that when I'm speaking about any topic, I'm not speaking in total, I'm speaking in general terms. So,
of course. I hate how she had to even specify that, because so many women who are retarded will watch it and say, why is she talking about every person? It's like, no, she's not. Jesus.
That's number one. And number two kind of is the motherhood.
The exception doesn't overwrite the rule.
Is not oppression, and being a wife or a girlfriend is not oppression either. Serving your household is not oppression, but the internet pushes that idea. And do you know why they push that idea? You probably know if you're watching this video, but I'm going to say it anyway because maybe there's somebody who doesn't. The reason this idea is pushed and trendy, and it's probably on your feed all the time, is because they want the man and the woman to compete. They want the woman to be masculine. They want this. Why do they want this? They want this so that the family unit can fall apart. So there can not even be a chance for a family unit to begin. Because what?
Well, also that, and a lot of fast celebrities like Billie Eilish push this rhetoric non-stop, and so many women fall victim to this slop.
What is stronger than anything? A strong family with morals. Take the woman out of the household, take the woman's mind out of serving her family and her husband and her children. What do you end up with? A broken family. And what happens to a broken family? The broken family gets raised by the system, so on and so forth. The system creates more slaves, and they continue to serve the system. There's so many issues here. It's hard to find a topic to talk about and stick on in this category, but honestly,
I have a friend who's been in a relationship and he's miserable for years now because he's afraid of the backlash he might get if he leaves her, and it makes me sad. Well, that's a very common trend, the Raid-Ho. A lot of men are stuck in relationships because they're afraid of the lies the woman will tell if they ever leave them. It's a very common thing. The reality is, Raid-Ho, despite that, despite what pushback they must get, they can't stay with a crazy psychotic forever. Even if they know they're going to say some crazy shit, it's better to deal with that than be stuck living a miserable life with them. So to be honest, he's just got to cut his losses, accept that he's going to get an L because he decided to date a psychotic. He does. Do it now earlier rather than later because it will scale with time. The longer you're with someone, the more power they have over you if you try to leave them. So definitely get out now while you can.
I made a video about iPad kids. That was my last video. And someone made a great comment, actually, talking about how when cell phones were being introduced, it was mainly the woman that pushed it first. And the man was kind of against it. But the woman who was going to work wanted her children to have cell phones in the home because she felt like it was more safe and it was more stable. And I do actually see that, how that could have happened. I'm not sure, I didn't do too much research into that, but I thought that was a really interesting comment from that person because I never thought about it that way. But it makes total sense. Because why? Because women are controlled by fear. So, if you can get a woman out of the home, into the workforce, send the kids out to school, husband's working too, you know, 2 providers, 2 masculine figures, but one of them is emotional. And I'm sorry, ladies, but ladies, we are emotional. Yep. It's just in our nature. We will always be more emotional.
There's nothing wrong with being emotional. The only problem is being emotional and not acknowledging that you're emotional. That's the only issue. Being emotional is perfectly fine as long as you remain in control or at least acknowledge what is happening.
Emotional than a man. No matter what. We will always be more emotional than a man. And what is an emotional person prone to? An emotional person is prone to fear. And what does fear do? Fear controls. If you can make someone fearful, you can then control them because you can offer a solution. And even though that solution might be crazy, in the moment of fear, it sounds kind of sane. So it kind of made sense in that comment, talking about how the woman was the one who thought the cell phone was a good idea to give to the children at home or whatever it may be, like the home phone, whatever it was. It makes total sense because 2020, probably the majority of households that got the vaccination were influenced into that at the beginning by the woman of the household.
Absolutely.
Because the women are the most fearful, and like I said, how can you control society if you can't make them fearful, and so on and so forth, etc., etc. So basically, my idea of bringing that comment up was to say that you can see patterns repeated in history. It's like, I believe in women independence, and I'm grateful to have the opportunity to do the things that I do that maybe some people in some countries are not able to do. But I believe there is a role and there is an optimal position for us women to be in and to operate in. And I believe that every system has a role, and when you play your role in the system operates more efficiently. So in the family unit, in the household, when you play your role as a woman and you submit to your husband and you let him lead, I believe that the system functions properly.
That people will freak the fuck out if you say submit to your husband. It's insane. It's such a normal thing. It is. It is. Just respect your husband and do as he says. If you're with a man where you don't feel comfortable doing as he says, then leave that man. You should feel comfortable submitting to your husband, because if you don't, why did you pick that man to be your husband? What, do you not trust your husband to have your best interest in mind? It's ridiculous.
You can let go of the worries of the world. You don't need to be fearful of what's going to happen because your husband has that on his back, and he will carry that for you.
Of course.
Your job should be to support him and to raise your children with the morals that your family has decided.
Yeah, he's the 80 carry, you're the support. Just do your job.
Are correct for your situation. But what's happening is this whole thing is getting separated completely, and that's why relationships are falling apart. Because here's the woman, here's the man. The man's not really headbutting the woman. The man is continuing to do what the man does. The woman has kind of come up with this freedom and independence and all these ideas of oppression that they have, and they want to fight against it. Why? Because we're emotional. And so now they're competing with men, and it's a competition when it was never supposed to be.
Yep.
It was never supposed to be a competition, guys.
Yep.
Like, another thing is entitlement. Entitlement is a huge one, and maybe if you're a lady, you're watching this video, maybe if you know me and you're watching this video.
It's actually really sad because relationships in like the past 2-3 years have been like the first like year or so that you meet a woman, you're going to have to help them through all of the brainwash that's been put on them by the internet. Right? Like it's psychotic. It really, really, really is. It's so bad. It's so bad. I would say the majority, you go to the majority of women and you tell them that you want to have kids, they'll say, well, let's wait till we're 35 because I don't want my life to be ruined until I'm like 35. It's crazy. It is crazy how much anti-natalist propaganda has been put out into the world to where women are like, oh, if I have a kid, that's it. I might as well kill myself.
I'm not trying to judge or to put people down in any way in this video. I'm genuinely not. I'm speaking my opinion. I'm speaking my thoughts. I'm not trying to judge people. I'm not trying to put you down because I am not perfect. I have never been perfect. I have made mistakes. I continue to make mistakes. I'm learning. I'm not better than anybody. I'm just putting that out there. I'm not trying to sound holier than thou. I'm not. Maybe you guys even think I'm sounding like a pick-me. That's okay if you think that. I'm genuinely just speaking my thoughts here. So let's get to the point. I personally know dozens of people, of girls, who will literally text back guys just to get a free dinner date. Like, I know maybe you've heard that before on social media, but I'm a normal person, normal, average, everyday person, and this is something everyday, average girls do. I myself have never done this. You don't have to believe me. You do. I'm not here to prove myself. I'm having a conversation to the camera, a one-way conversation. This is insane to me. I have known so many friends of the past to do this, or people will, like people that smoke weed and stuff like that, they will purposely just text a guy to go get free, and that they'll leave. They're not doing it for anything else. And, you know, I feel like this has probably been happening forever, since the beginning of time. Like, women know their power and stuff like that. Regardless, I'm just saying that that mindset alone is so harmful, because the more and more you do things like that, the more and more you like you
devalue yourself as a human.
Value your mindset. You devalue yourself. Like,
yes.
You don't have standards. You'll just trade your time for that. And
do you realize how much you have to devalue yourself as a human being to let people see your butthole and your pussy for $5? And women don't seem to understand this. You are literally stripping away your garment to let people see a part of your body that a lot of people consider sacred, right? Your loved ones are the ones who are supposed to know what your genitals look like, because that is what creates the miracle of life. And you're letting people bust loads to it for $5. It's embarrassing, and it's pathetic. It's not empowering. And because women are so stupid, not all women, they believe that they are in control if they let someone see their butthole. It's nuts.
It's not really for anything. It's just for free stuff. The whole point I'm even bringing this up is to say that social media has really gassed our heads. Social media has both ways also. It's not just in the way of to us females, also men in a different way. But it's almost like connections can't even be made, because the second that a woman, I'm not sure about men because I'm not a man, but the second that a woman gets bored, she just texts the next guy. Like, there's no chance for that bond to really happen. There's no chance for deeper conversations, because typically the woman doesn't want it. And I'm telling you this because I know I've seen this happen time and time again in front of my face with people that I've known. They're kind of just in and on to the next mentality. And
need to learn to masturbate and pleasure themselves rather than relying on other people to do it for them. Like, how much of a brainless monkey do you have to want to be able to sleep in with hundreds of other people because you're too stupid to masturbate? Straight up.
Like I said, social media has really allowed this to happen because there's seemingly to be unlimited options. Like, if this guy doesn't respond, or if this guy's boring, or it doesn't work out, whatever, maybe I can just text the next guy, and then the next guy, and the next guy. It's just a degenerative mindset, and it's happening so fast. And I'm watching this happen to girls not even in high school yet. Like, they're on Snapchat texting so many different guys. It's a problem, because by the time they become a full-grown woman, they're so desensitized, and in a sense, I believe that their soul is so broken in a way that they will not be able to form a bond with a man, a genuine bond.
I think this woman makes a lot of sense, and I think this video was amazing, by the way. But I want to show you guys something important to me. So this image right here is a 16-ounce bottle of Pepsi and a bag of Lay's chips, right? Now, you may be asking yourself, why are we looking at a 16-ounce bottle of Pepsi and a regular bag of Lay's potato chips? Okay? Well, let me show you why. $2 to $3 for a 16-ounce Pepsi bottle, and $2.50 to $4 for a standard single-serve bag of Lay's chips, typically 7 to 9 ounces, depending on the bottle. So, somewhere between $4.50 to $7. For that same price, I can command a woman to remove all of their clothes, spread their asshole, and let me watch them f themselves with a 12-inch monster dildo until they squirt. If you, as a woman, do not understand how much that devalues you as a human being, I don't know what else to tell you. If you don't see how the world has brainwashed you into be mindless, cum-guzzling whores, I don't know what to tell you. If you don't understand that the value of the modern woman is the lowest it has ever been in history, I don't know what to tell you, because you cannot go on the internet without being told how empowering it is to be a prostitute. And I think that's humiliating. Thank you for liking, watching, commenting, subscribing, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.